Imagine a boy, barely 9 years old, standing barefoot in the snow. He's chopping firewood to keep his family warm in a crude log cabin. His clothes are patched, his hands are raw, but his mind is restless with questions. That boy was Abraham Lincoln. Today, we'll explore Lincoln's journey, not just his presidency or the Emancipation Proclamation, but his battles with self-doubt, crushing losses, and a relentless drive to become something greater. His story is one of resilience, humility, and the power of believing in a purpose larger than oneself. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more inspiring stories of remarkable individuals who shaped history. Humble beginnings. A boy in the wilderness. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. His family was poor, so poor that young Abraham often had to work from sunrise to sunset just to help them survive. His mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, was a kind and nurturing figure who believed in the power of knowledge. She encouraged Abraham to read whenever he could, even if it meant borrowing books from neighbors miles away. "The best thing you can give yourself," she once told him, "is education." But Lincoln's childhood was marked by tragedy. When he was just 9, his mother died of milk sickness, a devastating loss that left an indelible mark on him. Her death taught him early on about the fragility of life and the importance of perseverance. Yet, life didn't get any easier. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was a strict and unyielding man who believed in hard labor over books. But Abraham had other ideas. He would sneak away to read by candlelight, devouring books like Aesop's Fables and the Life of George Washington. These stories fueled his imagination and planted the seeds of ambition. The road to leadership, failure after failure. Lincoln's path to success was anything but smooth. As a young man, he tried his hand at several professions: store clerk, rail splitter, and even a failed riverboat entrepreneur. Each venture seemed to end in disappointment. But what set Lincoln apart was his ability to learn from failure. After losing his job as a store clerk, he decided to educate himself in law. With no formal schooling, Lincoln studied relentlessly, teaching himself the complexities of the legal system. He entered politics in 1834, winning a seat in the Illinois state legislature. But even here, he was plagued by self-doubt. Lincoln once described himself as the most miserable man living after losing a bid for Congress. Despite these setbacks, Lincoln's charisma and ability to connect with ordinary people won him loyal followers. He was known for his storytelling, humorous anecdotes that often carried profound lessons. The darkness within, personal loss and depression. Few people know that Lincoln battled severe depression throughout his life. He called it his melancholy and often described feeling as though he were the most miserable creature on earth. In 1842, he married Mary Todd, a woman as ambitious and strong-willed as he was. But their marriage was far from easy. Lincoln's bouts of depression strained their relationship, and the couple suffered the unimaginable loss of 3 of their 4 children. Lincoln's grief was overwhelming, yet he channeled his pain into purpose. He once wrote, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." This belief in self-determination drove him forward, even in his darkest moments. Have you ever felt like life's challenges were too much to bear? Lincoln's story shows us that even the greatest leaders faced moments of despair. Share your thoughts in the comments below. The presidency, a nation divided. By 1860, Lincoln had risen from obscurity to become the 16th President of the United States. But his election came at a time of unparalleled division. The country was on the brink of civil war, and Lincoln was tasked with an impossible mission: to hold the Union together. Lincoln faced immense criticism, even from his own party. Many doubted his ability to lead. Yet, he remained steadfast in his belief that America could not endure as half slave and half free. In 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a bold and controversial move that redefined the purpose of the war. He faced backlash from all sides: abolitionists who thought it wasn't enough, and Confederate sympathizers who saw it as tyranny. But Lincoln stood firm, saying, "If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong." A tragic end. On April 14, 1865, just days after the Union's victory in the Civil War, Lincoln attended a play at Ford's Theater. That night, he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, a devastating blow to a nation still reeling from years of conflict. Lincoln's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on. He had preserved the Union, ended slavery, and reminded the world that leadership is about serving a purpose greater than oneself. Lessons from Lincoln. Resilience in the face of failure. Lincoln's life shows that every setback is an opportunity to grow. Empathy as a strength. His ability to understand and connect with others made him a true leader. Belief in a higher purpose. Lincoln's unwavering commitment to justice shaped the course of history. Abraham Lincoln's life is proof that greatness isn't about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go. His journey from a log cabin to the White House is a testament to the power of perseverance and vision. If this story moved you, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories of ordinary people who achieved the extraordinary. Thank you for watching, and remember, even in the darkest moments, there's always a light to guide the way.